Well, friends, another week has passed, and we are back again to review what I did with our meals this week during the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. And I'm having a lot of fun with this. I really am. It's been great to use up some things that have been in the cabinet and in the refrigerator that you sometimes forget about, or finding new ways to use them. And I happen to be doing this Amish friendship bread starter recipe at the same time, and it just worked out so beautifully to be able to experiment with that and use it in my meal plans. So let's get to seeing what we did.
Our week started out strong. I got some of my Amish friendship starter and I tried the new Dutch baby recipe. I'm not successful with Dutch babies, but we did enjoy it and we ended up eating it. And for lunch, we had just a simple peanut butter and jelly with a couple of cookies that I found. It was the last of the batch. And then for supper, I wanted something a little more hearty and warm because we had been working outside all day and we were just chilled. So I took the last of the fresh peppers. I took some of the adobe sauce, some beef broth that I'd gotten on that sale, a little tomato sauce, and just added some of our favorite things. Onions are good. Just no real recipe, just kind of threw this together. And then we like to top our chili with sour cream and cheese, and we like to serve it with crackers. I let it kind of thicken up a little bit on the stovetop. It was really nice. And my husband ended up putting jalapenos on his. And so then the next day was another great breakfast. It was actually so fulfilling that we called it brunch. I found this frozen cranberry juice in the freezer that needed used and some cinnamon toast crunch bread that I'd purchased and didn't really know what to do with. I had never made an oatmeal bake before. My family loved it. And like I said, it was so fulfilling. We didn't even want anything for lunch. But then supper time was a little early that night. So I wanted to make something super nice, and we have some potatoes still in the pantry. So I went ahead and we like to wash them up really well because we enjoy eating the skins. And then I slather on some olive oil and salt, maybe a little bit of pepper, and I put those in the oven. They were in there a good hour and a half to get nice and soft. Then a can of green beans, and I pan seared some steaks that I had thawed along with some dinner rolls. We had just a few of those left. So the next morning I decided I had to dig in the refrigerator and see what we had to be used. And I forgot about this dessert pizza I made a while back, so put that in the air fryer, warmed it up. Lunch was just another peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the last of the grapes and some cottage cheese. For supper, we made air fryer pizza. I'll have a video on that some days soon. It is a family favorite now. The next day, I had actually made some of this lemon bar mix that I found in the cabinet. I'm afraid it had gotten a little bit old, and unfortunately, it wasn't exactly the way we were hoping it would taste, but we had it for breakfast that morning, so I guess we have a bit of a sweet tooth for that. And lunch was just lunch meat sandwiches, and we had the leftover chili to go with that to warm our tummies. For supper that night, hubby and I were out of town, so we went to a pasta place. Then the next day, we had the rest of that oatmeal bake for breakfast, our leftover pasta from the night before. And then that evening, we went out for the farmer's birthday with family to a concert, and so we ate out at a restaurant. Following morning, we had scrambled eggs with cheese and toast and coffee. My son surprised us, and he made potatoes and hamburgers for lunch. And then for supper, I needed an easy win, and it was back to those air fryer pizzas with ice cream cake for dessert. There's a video on that. I'll try to link that. It's amazing. It seems as if Saturday was all about the bread. I tried the sandwich style Amish friendship starter bread. It was a little more dense. I still want to play with it some more, but we tested it to the fullest this day. We had bread with butter, we had toast with jelly, and then for lunch, we were enjoying it so much that I decided to try to get fancy and make us some adult peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They were the pan-seared ones. I don't know if you've ever tried that. It's definitely interesting, something I would suggest you try once, but probably not something we'll do on a regular basis. It was fun, but it was super sweet. And then we served some cottage cheese with it. For supper, I tried a new casserole by the Mennonite Farmhouse. You can find that recipe on her channel by searching cheeseburger casserole. And we really enjoyed it. We ended up eating the entire pan. I had just a little bit of lettuce growing, and we served that along the side with ketchup, mustard, or ranch. I think I'd like the idea of the Thousand Island too.
Thanks for watching along. I hope that maybe some of these things gave you inspiration for recipes and meal ideas that you can use yourself. If you saw some things that really piqued your interest, don't worry. Several items I will actually be making videos on, if I haven't already, on what we're making. Thanks for following along, and I'll see you all next week. Bye for now, friends.